Hey everybody, adjust my camera a little bit here, sorry. So today I was just going to talk about your dreams versus your excuses and the law of attraction and how that all happens. And so I was watching a Kyle Cease video. If you don't watch Kyle Cease, you should, because he's amazing. I'm going to try to find the name of that video. I'm not going to link it in the description because I just don't want to. Okay, just a second. Put on some glasses. An exercise that could change your life. It's 18 minutes long. You're going to need a pad of paper and a pen for the little exercise. So basically, without doing the exercise, because that's his and I'm not going to take that, he just compares like your dreams. Because if you think about the fact that our souls are having this physical experience, it's just like a dream. And I know that I've had dreams where I've like woke up and thought, oh, I want to go right back to sleep because I want to continue that dream because it's so awesome. Or some people, I don't know if I've ever done this, but I know some people, and I think my husband's done it, where you're in the dream and you're like, oh, this is just a dream. Like I can fly or whatever. So if you look at our experience here in this world, earth, whatever, excuse me, as a dream, as just this illusion, and we can do whatever we want. We can just go, oh, this is just a dream. We can do whatever we want. What would your list of things be that you would do? And of course, they're like your dreams and goals. Like you'd travel more, you'd have your dream job, you'd have your, perfect spouse, your kids would be safe, just like all these things. You'd live on a farm, or you'd live at the beach, or you'd live at both, or you'd have your perfect car, or you'd live the simple life out in a cabin in the woods, or whatever it is. And so you like make this list of things. Well, when you do that and you're in that state, like, oh, I could do anything, and you're making this list and it's fun and you're just like excited about it, that's great. But when you're going through your day-to-day stuff, and like, for me, like I would love to live on a farm and have horses. And when I think about that, I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. But, I've looked at the property values. I know the real estate market in this area. And for us to even have an acre is out of our league financially. So you put that, and then, so you go from going, oh, it's so exciting, to, oh, it's not going to happen, and I'm just going to keep living in the suburbs in this ticky-tacky neighborhood. And so the whole thing of your dreams versus your excuses, which are the reasons you can't do it and why you bring yourself back to reality, is that what feels better, and to keep going to that. So that's how you can retrain and reprogram your mind, your subconscious mind, instead of going, oh, I really want to live on that farm and have horses and, walk out my back door every morning and hear my horses whinny, which I've totally done because I grew up, we had acreage and I had horses, and every morning when I'd go out to feed them, they'd all whinny at me, there was times when I had several horses and ponies, and I'd go out there and feed my chickens and my ducks and my rabbits, and I'd have my horses out there and I'd throw hay over the fence to them from my hay shed. And it was just like, that was my life. And that's, just having that visualization and everything. It's like, that's what I want. I want to be able to go out and work with my horses in my indoor arena and the whole deal. And then that feels so good. But then you're like, but how's that going to happen? And, oh, I can't do it because we don't have enough money coming in, and we don't have, so, and you'll find yourself falling into that, like those excuses. And it can be anything, like right now, I just started on Monday doing low carb again, which I've just flip-flopped. And, I have no problem sharing that I haven't succeeded with that in a long time, because a lot of people are doing that. It's all great. Like, Saturday we're going to go over to my brother's house for his birthday, and I'm sure there's going to be cake because it's a birthday party. And it's like, okay, where am I going to be with that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, my mom will be there. So she'll probably make like a cheesecake that's carb free with all the, monk fruit and super yummy, almond crust and all that stuff. So I'll probably be saved by that. But still, like, okay, I'm doing so good. Like, I literally, this is Thursday. So I've been doing this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I'm going to do it today. And I'm really, I don't count carbs or anything. And I do intermittent fasting. So I just eat for so many hours a day. But after doing that for 3 full days of eating low carb, this morning was the first morning I woke up and I didn't feel all achy and painy because, painy, is that a word? Because I have been eating better and my body's starting to respond to it. And it's just awesome. It was like, I woke up this morning and I almost thought, you know what, I'm not going to do yoga because I feel so good. And I'm like, no, still do your yoga. Even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes of yoga, it feels so good to me and it starts my day. It gets my juices flowing. I feel like it gets my digestive system going. And so that's what I did. So, I could be like, oh, I'm going to start low carb, but I can't yet because I'm going to go to my brother's birthday. Well, then, the weekend after that, oh, we're going to go out to eat and we're going to go to the Italian place. I got to have pasta. It's like, no, I don't. There are salads and chicken and, stuff like that, soup and stuff that you can have that doesn't have pasta in it. There's always alternatives. There are always alternatives. If you're going to get burgers, you get a burger without a bun. You don't get the fries, or you give the fries to your husband or your kids. Like there's so many alternatives. Or I'd rather have a salad than French fries, or just get just the burger a la carte. And then if you really want a fry, have one fry from your kid or your spouse or whatever. Anyways, I'm like getting into this whole diet thing, whatever. Anyways, what I'm saying is, as you go through your day and you think about these things that you want, I want a better body, so I'm going to eat better. I want to live in a better place so I can be happier. I want to drive a better car so I can feel safer and have more fun. I mean, to me, I've got my dream car now and it's fun and I feel safe. And I love it. And, so when you're thinking about those things, like, oh, you see your dream car driving down the road. Oh, it'd be so nice to have that. But, I can't afford it. And whoever has that car, their car payments are probably through the roof and their insurance. And you like start going through your mind and making all these excuses why you can't have that. It's like, turn that off and just think about what it would be like to have that car. Think about what it would be like to, get dressed in the morning and be putting on a size 8 or 10 instead of a 14 or 16. How great that would feel, how much better you would feel, how much more sexy you would feel. Keep going back to that thing that feels better and not the excuse that you're like, oh, but I'm going to go to a birthday party, so I have to eat cake. No, you don't. You can actually bring your own cake, like bring your own carb-free cake or your own, low carb cookies or whatever it is. Or, like I said, my mom makes this amazing cheesecake and like each slice has like 3 grams of carbs in it or something. And it's like, that's awesome. I can have a piece of cheesecake. I don't have to have a piece of the birthday cake, So I hope that's helped. Oh, and the other thing that I was going to talk about was I was coaching someone, no names, of course, because that's just totally. But anyways, this someone was talking about how they were worried about how they were training this new person in their job. And it's just like an example of how you can like switch things around. So she was worried that this new person came in and she was told to train this new person. And she realized about halfway through it, I'm pretty sure I'm training this person to replace me, which is just messed up for an employer to do to someone. So she was kind of freaking out and she's like, but I can't not train him because that's what my employer is expecting of me. But I really feel like in a couple weeks, I'm going to get a notice like, okay, we're giving you your notice that you're going to be done here. And thanks for training your replacement, kind of a thing. And she was freaking out about it. And I said, but what if, you've stated that you don't like this job. And she's like, yeah. Well, what if this is the universe's way of pushing you forward? Which it totally is. And she was like, oh, I never thought of it like that. I'm like, whether or not you're training your replacement, if that's the truth, you've got two ways to respond to that. You can either freak out like you're doing and just be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my, or you can switch it around and go, you know what? I've been asking for this. I've been asking for a reason to leave this job and find something better. Well, if you're training your replacement and they're going to let you go, then why not look at it as an adventure and an opportunity? Like, you're not going to be living on the streets next week. If they let you go, you'll have 2 weeks to find a new job. Even if they don't give you 2 weeks, you're going to pull it together. You're not just like a total bum. You're going to make a new job happen. She was like, yeah. And I said, then why not get excited about that instead of freaked out about it? Like, when you get excited about it, you can be like, oh, what amazing thing's going to happen? And what really happened in that situation, because I talked to her a couple weeks later, what happened was they like moved her up and told her how great she was and what an asset she was to the company. That whole attitude shift, that might have already been happening, but her freaking out wasn't making it any better for herself. Like, that was just causing stress for her. So when those things happen, when you're like in those situations where you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure, something bad's going to happen, why not look at that contrast as something that's going to catapult you to the next level or to a better level and get excited about it? Like, I just saw a post on, I think it was the Tony Robbins Comeback Challenge group, and someone said, how will I ever move forward from a divorce? And I get that, because it can be devastating if you're the person that's just like, what the hell? I thought we were doing good, or you really wanted to make it work and they're just done. And I said, look at it as an adventure of new freedom. And I know that there's a grieving process. I'm not saying that you can't just, that you just have to be positive all the time, but why not start changing your mindset into thinking like, this thing's happening that's supposed to be this horrible, tragic, traumatic thing. Why not change it into this potential where you fall back for a minute and then you stand back up and you're like, oh, look at this whole new world. I'm free to do whatever I want now. I'm free to date if that's where you're at. I'm free to make my own decisions. I don't have to answer to another person because I don't have a spouse anymore. Like, so you can look at it two ways. And like with her looking at her job, freaking out because she thought she was training her replacement. No, they had her train that person because she was so good at what she did. And they knew if they gave it over to her that she would do a good job. But because she was so freaked out about it, that's what she was thinking. I'm training my replacement. And then when she trained that person and they took off and took the job and did what they wanted, what they had to do with it, they brought her back and were like, God, you're such an asset to the company. I don't think you realize how much we value you. And, and I think she might've got a raise and she got like promoted, and they were wanting her to like look into maybe, training other people. So, instead of like, don't waste your energy on all these excuses and feeling icky. Like, if they're gonna replace you, then enjoy the adventure of it. Like, that's what we're here for. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for the 3 watchers. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell if you want to know when I have a new video. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.